Please see again. Gazprom has made a big advertisement here at the Slavia Square. It is called Sayedno together. This is wrong. This is wrong. No, no, no. We shouldn't be together. I want to tell you now the story what happened. You know, after Djindjic was assassinated in 2003, Russia has systematically tried to take over Serbia. And the most important tool was, of course, intimidation of the politicians that they will also be killed, but also then the energy weapon, like always. Yeah. And then they started the negotiations to sell the so-called NIS. This is the petrol industry like Austria and OMV. And they basically sold it then to Gazprom. And that was a very corrupt deal, obviously. That was much below the value, and they sold it. They had to sell it. It was not an offer you could resist, because they knew, all of them knew that Djindjic was dead and why he was dead. And so they, of course, agreed, and the low price. It took some years until 2008 to get it done, but it was ultimately then done. And now Gazprom via NIS is controlling the political and the energy system. But with the energy system, like I have explained many times, you control also the political system, because when you have the biggest company of a country in your ownership, and you have ample opportunities to give consulting agreements, to employ people, to bribe people, to have a lot of revenue. You sell all this Russian energy then in Serbia, or you let it transit from Serbia to other countries, and then you make a lot of revenues. And part of these revenues you can always use in the fluidization of the political world. Yeah, you can do party financing by politicians, and that's what the Russians are the masters of. Yeah, they do that in all the countries where they're active, and they do that especially, obviously, in countries where they have a dominated market position, like here with NIS and with Gazprom. So Sayedno is a real big problem, and that is why I'm always calling the EU has to buy out the Russians, basically confiscate them, maybe then to go to arbitration with all the damages they have done in Ukraine. There will be not a lot left over, but all these things need to be Europeanized, not nationalized. But the EIB has to take over NIS and then pay for that for the Serbian state, and to make it work. Yeah, that is for sure possible, and that's what we need to do, because we cannot allow a hostile power to have a dominant market position in any of our energy markets. I'm actually in favor of removing Gazprom, Rosneft and all energy companies, to simply forbid them, expropriate them in the EU and all candidate states, also Rosatom and all the Russian state energy companies, and then to Europeanize them, and then we go for arbitration. Basically we expropriate them and Europeanize them, and then we will see what's coming out. But hostile powers are not allowed to have strategic energy interest, infrastructure, or control of any kind of important infrastructure. That's absolutely impossible. Good, that's the short version of NIS, and thanks a lot for watching. More to come today from Belgrade. Bye.